How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty good today. I did have a little drama over the last week with the tank. I know last video I discussed having low nitrates, trying to reduce my phosphates, so starting to feed less, and then brought up the idea of if my nitrates got too low, I could just dose Neo Nitro, the Brightwell Neo Nitro, and I did just that. My nitrates got pretty low, so I decided to try and bring them up a little bit. So I dosed the Neo Nitro, and somehow I overdosed my tank. I believe I followed the formula pretty close. I'm gonna put the formula up on the screen, and I was trying to raise it 5 parts per million. What I came up with was around like 8.5 milliliters, something like that. You know, that's not exactly it. So I dosed 2.5 milliliters, and my nitrates were off the charts. Like, I used the Red Sea nitrate test kit. It's just the pink tones to you know, you compare the tone with the card to tell you how much nitrates you have, and it was like blood red. Like, I've never seen it that dark. So I immediately did a 50% water change. Now my nitrates are back, you know, to where they should be. So thankfully everything has worked out fine. Nothing seemed to be too stressed out. I think I was the most stressed out of anything in this fish tank. I took all of their stress on me, and you know, we made it through. So thank God that everything worked out with that one. I did have a question that I thought was pretty interesting. George Falk asked me why I chose to go with no sand, why there's no live sand in my tank. I guess he's setting up a Fluval Evo 13.5 and was wanting to, you know, make a decision whether he's going to use sand or no sand. The reason I went with no sand is, well, it's a couple different reasons. I have tried sand in other tanks, you know, that didn't make it. The sand, having to vacuum the sand is an extra chore that you have to keep up with. Also getting your flow right so it doesn't blow holes in the sand. Different fish will stir the sand up and things like that. Also, the sand seems to be a great place for algae, diatoms, things like that. Different pests can live in the sand. Dinos get in your sand. You know, sand is something else that you have to take care of, and I'm trying to make it pretty easy to maintain this fish tank. Also, the BRS TV, I think it was a 5-minute guide, brought up or stated, I'm sorry, they stated that without sand and with sand makes it easier for the first year, but after the first year, without sand is exponentially easier to maintain. So I went with that. I was looking at the, you know, after the first year mark to see how that worked out for me, and so far, you know, I'm going to go with no sand is worked out for me. The only reason I regret not getting sand, first, I think sand looks way better. I think you know, it gives you that natural ocean look. It's really pretty. But the main reason I would like to have sand is for a pistol shrimp Watchman goby pair. They are probably my favorite thing in this hobby, and I can't have them because I don't have any sand. But I would rather not have them than have to vacuum out the sand every week. So, you know, that's just my take on it. That's just my opinion. It's really a choice either way. It just depends on what you want. Whatever you want more, if you want sand, if you want no sand, you know, do your research. Think about a year or two down the road, and where you want to be with your fish tank then. But that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. I guess I can call it an episode. If you have any comments, thoughts on sand or no sand, put them down in the comment section. You know, I'd like to hear what other people have to say about it. Anything else, you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next week, take care.